There are moments when the King feels compelled to visit a place where people have been through the worst of times. The synagogue in Manchester, the scene of the terror attack earlier this month, is one such location where today Rabbi Daniel Walker told King Charles what happened here. When the palace talks about how the Andrew problem is distracting from the King's work, this is what they mean. This week, that Andrew problem comes in the form of publication day of the book by Virginia Giuffre, his accuser. Nobody's Girl was written with a co-author before Miss Giuffre died by suicide. Amy Wallace is the ghostwriter of the now posthumous memoir. They spent 4 years together on the project. Miss Giuffre claims she was abused by many men during her time trapped in the abuse operation run by Jeffrey Epstein.
What she always said to me was, I may not remember days, times, dates, but when you have a man raping you, his face 6 inches from your own, you remember that face.
Miss Giuffre writes in details about what she claimed happened after this photo was taken, she says, in London in 2001, when she has alleged many times that Prince Andrew sexually abused her. What is new are her claims that, after casting doubt on my credibility for so long, Prince Andrew's team had even gone so far as to try to hire internet trolls to hassle me. She also talks about the settlement with Andrew in 2022. To stop her tarnishing, as she puts it, Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee, Miss Giuffre said she agreed to a 1-year gagging order. As for the many millions she was paid to settle out of court, I look forward to disseminating some of the Crown's money to do some good, she wrote. Prince Andrew strongly denies all allegations of wrongdoing, and the settlement involved no admission of liability. After Friday's announcement that Andrew will no longer use Duke of York, his page on the royal family website was updated. All mentions of Duke were removed, replaced with Prince Andrew. Accordingly, his former wife Sarah Ferguson changed her social media handles. It went from Sarah the Duchess on X or Twitter last week to Sarah M. Fergie 15 today. So what of his titles? Andrew will no longer use Duke of York, but he remains Duke of York because a change of law is required to remove it. But a number of MPs are happy to oblige.
These matters are incredibly complicated because Parliament can't actually discuss the royal family, and therefore it's very hard to raise these matters, but at the same time we have to think about the victims and survivors.
Take them off him. This is a man who said that he wanted to play some more with a convicted international notorious paedophile. In what world is he able to keep those titles?
Buckingham Palace had hoped last week's announcement would quickly shut this story down. It doesn't seem to be working so far.
Well, it certainly doesn't, does it, Chris? There are so many complex strands to this story, aren't there?
There are, and there's a few more places that it could yet go. We still haven't heard back from the Metropolitan Police, who said yesterday they were going to look into these new claims that Prince Andrew suggested to his police bodyguard that he should look into Virginia Giuffre. By the way, it should be clear that's not the job of the police protection officers who look after members of the royal family. And then there's this issue about what do MPs do. We heard 2 of them there, one from the SNP, one's an independent MP. Is that going to grow as they reconvene in Parliament over today in the next few days? Because that is a very tricky moment, because it's His Majesty's government who would either have to make time for it if they choose to do the law, or it would have to come through a private member's bill. So let's see where that goes. But we heard 2 vocal campaigners there from Westminster about what they think should happen. And then there's this, I think, this issue that Buckingham Palace has got is that they want the focus to be on the King. And this was in the statement, wasn't it, on Friday, about Prince Andrew is still becoming a distraction. And a very big week, not just about what he was doing today, a very important visit to the synagogue in Manchester today, but then a state visit to the Vatican later this week. And the big question tonight is, will this story still be going when the King and Queen arrive in Rome?